Anxiety, fear, and possible treatment. Redefining fear. Anxiety fear is an intense feeling of fear produced to an individual despite the absence of any real threat. This type of irrational fear affects even adults, and situations that could produce severe levels of anxiety fear can result to panic attack. Therefore, those who suffer from this are recommended to respond or look for proper ways of dealing with the situation, since it is potentially dangerous. Aside from that, the person suffering from anxiety attack lack the ability to think clearly or lose connection with reality. To deal with anxiety fear, a person must realize that he or she has a choice in the way they respond to stimulus of fear. Knowing this will immensely alter and reframe the way you look at fear. Now, you will be able to gain power over your fear instead of being controlled by it. Because if not, then fear always finds a way to create negative impacts on your brain and the way you perceive things. Look at fear in a different light, so that it does not produce the same anxious feeling as it usually does on you. Symptoms of anxiety fear. How do you know you have anxiety fear? Of course, it is important to identify the symptoms for this condition, because only then can you make the proper diagnosis and take steps to improve your condition. Here are common symptoms shared by people with anxiety fear. Intense sweating, feeling of nausea, breathlessness, uncontrollable shaking, dry mouth, heart palpitations, loss of touch with reality, inability to think clearly or focus. Treatment options for anxiety fear. As with how you respond to fear, you also have a choice on treatments that will help reduce the symptoms of anxiety fear or get rid of it altogether. Therefore, you are able to respond to situations logically instead of letting the fear consume you. Here are possible options to consider. Hypnotherapy. The objective of this treatment is to reprogram your subconscious mind, which is a contributor in creating those irrational fears. Once you have altered that program in your brain, then symptoms are also consequently minimized. If you have any reluctance when it comes to the control of your brain programs, then you have to be assured that hypnotherapy is a safe method. Before you know it, you have let go of some brain programs that produce the high level of anxiety associated with your irrational fears. Neuro-linguistic programming. This method will serve to interpret how you produce your idea of reality. From an analysis of your own constructs, psychological professionals will suggest new ways in which you can create your perspective of the world. This will help you get rid of any form of thoughts that produce anxiety fear. Energy psychology. Like with the two treatment methods above, this one is a rapid and effective method. It is built around the same foundation as acupuncture, minus the needles. Instead, this method can be dubbed as emotional acupuncture, wherein you change your behaviors and thought patterns, since they have been recognized as effective means to get rid of unnecessary fears in life. Exercises to combat fear. One of the best ways to combat fear is to stop and take time to connect with your body. You can try following the steps below and find yourself free of any anxiety fear. Sit quietly or lie down while you keep your eyes shut. Starting from your feet and working your way upwards, scan your body for sensations. Take time to pause in each area of your body and give notice to the different sensations they undergo. Then, proceed to the center of your body, at the abdomen area or around the navel. Then, breathe into it. Try doing this technique at least once a day and you will notice you will feel relaxed after doing it. Indeed, meditation has been pointed out as one of the most effective methods of healing, and you can do the same with anxiety fears.